Okay, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Oops. Welcome back to the series What to Expect During Your Scuba Training. So, if there are a few previous parts, if you're interested, you can all find them on my channel page. Go to live streams, and the archived live streams are there. And as usual, please, ask questions, like the video, subscribe, send me tips, and then I hope that this is useful for anybody planning to do scuba training. Now, the scuba training these days, I think, is very good. It's very safe, but sometimes, obviously, before people start, it's not clear to them how much they have to bring, what they have to expect. Some people are afraid that this is really hard. Some people are essentially, taking this too easy. They think they can show up with a hangover and do this in half a day. And I want to give prospective scuba students a realistic expectation. Now, we have talked about the beginning of this open water diver course. So this is the first course you will take if you actually want to get scuba certified. It's the course which makes a non-diver into a scuba diver. And we've talked about what are the conditions, what are the prerequisites you have to bring. You have to be fairly healthy. Then we have talked about the theory study. So today we will talk about the first time you will actually wear scuba gear. And this, surprise, right? This is not in the ocean 30 meters deep, but this is under very controlled conditions in a swimming pool. And so this is called confined water. And the confined water training is something, that's very step by step. So sometimes, essentially, as prospective scuba students approach me and they would ask something like, I don't know how to dive yet. Can I take the course? Well, yes. This is the whole point, that you learn these things in a very gradual manner. And what's going to happen during this confined water course, already when reading the manual, the book for the course, you will have learned a lot of the skills which you will go through. And then, as a second step, in the videos you will watch, you will already have seen a lot of the skills which you will do in the pool. Now, I said that before, I'm teaching according to PADI, but I believe for a lot of other training agencies, this is rather similar. And so then, you already know what to expect. Then your instructor will brief you. So the instructor will tell you, these are the skills which we're going to do. And this typically starts with something like letting a little bit of water in your mask and blowing that water out of your mask, or, removing the regulator from your mouth and putting it back in. So these are the first skills which you do. Your instructor will explain. Then you will jump into the pool and you will start doing these skills in a part of the pool where you can still stand. So this is a very safe situation. Internet connection is so. While you are underwater, your instructor will show you immediately afterwards, and then the instructor will have a chance to correct. So essentially, you're taking baby steps here. You're taking baby steps from not knowing what to do at all with scuba gear to, learning these fundamental skills of diving. And the skills which you have to know as a scuba diver, they are chopped up in about 30 parts. So, again, nobody expects you to jump in and then, competently dive, even though it's just a pool. But, these individual abilities are being chopped into, very basic small elements, and then you practice each at a time. So this is the confined water training. Now, how long does that take? Depending on the group size, so there are up to 8 students in such a scuba class, but very often it's only 1 or 2. Depending on the group size, that will take anywhere between 2 hours to the better part of a day. And it also depends on whether you are able to do these things right away, or whether you need a second go. Now, what are the points where scuba students sometimes have difficulties with? Mainly taking off their mask and continuing to breathe and to operate underwater. Now, obviously, when you're scuba diving, you're breathing through a regulator. When you're breathing through a regulator, you can easily take off your mask and you will just continue breathing through your mouth, through the regulator. You can either slightly exhale through your nose, or you can pinch your nose, or you can do neither. And the thing is that there is really no danger to this, but it's just psychologically, for some people, a stressful situation that there is water all over your face and you're submerged, even though you can still breathe. So I've had some students who unfortunately had quit at this point. And I've had other students for, often these were water people, competitive swimmers, something like that, for whom this was very easy. Just take off their mask and breathe through the regulator, put the mask back on, and it wasn't a difficulty. But this is something which sometimes is a challenge for open water students, and which sometimes makes the confined water part last longer. Now, the last thing I should say, so all of this training is done in what's called confined water. This typically means a pool, or essentially pool-like conditions. It can be that if you're in a tropical location, like in the Philippines, where I'm now, that you will not be in a pool, but you will be in a bay. And there are no waves, and the visibility is very good. The water is warm and clear. And it's essentially, you're in the ocean, but it's essentially like being in a pool. So, there are no currents, there are no environmental conditions which make this harsher than a pool. And this also counts as a good place to do the first part of your scuba training, the confined water training. So I hope this was useful for prospective scuba students to understand what to expect. Again, don't be shy. Ask questions in the comments below. I will be live again on Friday, where I will give a popular science presentation about echinoderms, sea stars and sea urchins and crinoids, feather stars, animals of this type. So this will be Friday, 5 p.m. Manila time, and see you then. Thank you for tuning in.